Hello everybody, I'm Tom and you are watching me play Elysium. Weird. In today's episode, we've got a couple of things we want to do. One, we need to buy a book, by which I mean we need to buy a map. Because we want to analyze whether or not there was a shot that went through a window. We've got to analyze whether or not the shot came from just outside the balcony into the window, or whether it came all the way from the, like, another roof or something and shot all the way through to the window and was like a god shot. We also have to talk to Titus, which I'm going to do right now because, well, we're here. Because we now seemingly have the full story of everything that's going on about Klaas's backstory and all that kind of stuff. So, let's talk to him, shall we?
It's you again. What is it?
Okay, I talked to Klaas, now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
A civil war is brewing and the only way to prevent it is to solve the murder. That means talking to Ruby.
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone.
Not really. I don't think she did it.
Now you pick Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. You know how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents itself if you keep looking.
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
Let's try logic.
Nothing is happening. The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected.
Squint your eyes.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, there we go. Your mind is a relaxed muscle.
I think I have a level? I may have actually used them all, actually, but if I have a level, I might throw it into logic. I do not have a level. Excuse me for 1 second, I need... Whew, we're back. Apparently I need to sneeze like 10 times. Goddamn. Sneezing fit, it seemed. Anyhow, next up is the bookstore, I believe. I also want to go check out the body again, now that we have, now that I have, like, a better understanding of what happened, and he was presumably shot, I might be able to go and talk to the, corpse, examine the corpse again and see if I can get like a better read on it now that I know, theoretically, I know what happened, you know what I mean? So the map was up here, I believe. Maps.
Several maps have... The maps look old.
Map of Martinez. This could work, maybe.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Cool, so I now should be able to just look at the map of Martinez, I assume? A worn and torn map of Martinez area dating from 48. A title of the top reads, Bonville et Ravachol. It's a bit out of date, as it was originally created by a design studio in a failed attempt to spruce up Martinez and turned into a fancy tourist location.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
Okay, I guess I have to go back to the room. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. Interesting thought. Alright, so... let's go back up to the top and see if we can have a look through this window again and do some more visual calculus, shall we? Up the stairs. So theoretically, now that we have a map, I should be able to do my analysis on this a little better. So, let's have a look.
The same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. A ray of backward motion explodes from the man's mouth, through the window to the roof outside, widening into a radius. A prime.
I have the map. Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations,
Obviously.
starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
More precisely.
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Have a look at point B prime, the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
The Land's Edge.
1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it, possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
And triple prime.
1 kilometer away, a point beyond the docks, on an islet in the bay. The fort is ruined, but the perpetrator may have found a stable spot on the beaches surrounding it, where the concrete crumbles into the sea, as you saw in the coin-operated viewer. The shot would have been a small miracle. 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof, in Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime the boardwalk, B double prime Land's Edge, and B triple prime the islet.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than from the roof, but still.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nest if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
Cool. Good to know.
2 neon-lit.
There. Good to know. And I mean, he's right to a large extent. We may as well go with the simple solution first, and then if we're over there, we can investigate them when we're over there, you know what I mean? Okay. Let's go investigate this body, shall we, with my remaining 10 minutes. This may end up being a short episode because I'm going to investigate the body and that's probably going to be it, which would imply to me that we're going to end the episode as soon as I'm done with the body. And I can't imagine that'll take 10 minutes, but I don't necessarily want to start anything else because that will put me up to like a half-hour episode probably. But we'll see. I can go straight in here now, which helps. Cool. And I already have my torch out, thankfully. I wonder if Kim is going to notice the fact that he doesn't have his boots on.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Let's try this perception check.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
Here we go.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Put your fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
Open your eyes and look.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters
Bullet
in
entry
radius.
wound.
The edges appear darkened.
A bullet in his brain.
An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Abrasion collar.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Feel around first.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. The bullet has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again, never wake.
True. Push deeper.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
The cavity is here, cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. This must be the bullet.
Let's try. Nice.
You pick the sharp metal bullet between your index and middle finger. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Slowly pull your fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
A bullet.
Whew.
The
Gross,
bullet
but
falls
we got it.
in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Correct.
Opinion, fatal injury.
This concurs with Hardy Boy's story and classes.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3, ligament mark. Treatment. It's obvious the Hardy Boys tampered with it.
Should have known.
I had my doubts. There were no signs of a struggle on his hands. No claw marks on his neck. But still.
His brow furrows, while his eyes glaze over. The lieutenant looks regretful for not figuring this out before.
I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
What happens next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
I think it's fine to get rid of the body now. It means Kim probably won't be here to question the other guy that we have to question tonight, but I think that's fine.
Alright.
Body bag.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
I maybe should have done some more things with Kim before getting rid of him, but it's fine. I'm now by myself. Gives me some opportunities to do some exploring, I suppose, actually, now I think on it. Alright, so let's cross the lock and go into... I said I was going to end the episode. You know what? I am going to end the episode. It's only 17 minutes, but we're going to end it right here. So, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time, where we're going to go over this bridge and actually explore the rest of this area that we can now get access to. Alright, see you guys.